evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening. I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro.
Not just numbers,
Not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
Oops. Maestro. We're gonna throw this into a movie.
See, is that better for you?
Educate me. I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Hello, and welcome to this episode with your boy, me. I really appreciate all the feedback. I really appreciate all the thoughts. Please keep them coming. Please keep me talking. Please give me, feeding me. Get all these assists in. I'm definitely going to go to the rim with violence for you. You know that. I truly appreciate it. I'll take it all. You know I will. I'm very coachable. And that's because you all make this happen. Back to that run in Ventura, California. Man, that was some good sushi too, hanging out with my contracts professor. Trust me, she knows where the food is, man. That's what's up. Getting a chance to watch the player who comes out as the top player in the Mountain West, Xavier Pope, 6'6", 213. I definitely see why he does. That is definitely a good pull by our ranking staff. This young man was every single where. He was able to not only create his own shot with the ball, he was able to be at a spot, shoot off the pass. You don't see a lot of cats like that who are in the mid-big range. That's the naming I attribute to, talking about my boy CJ Rodman. Those mid-bigs like Xavier Pope, when they have an inside and an outside game, they are super dangerous, and this guy really is. But the thing that impressed me the most about his game was the clarity of his passing. He made his teammates look good every single time. He did not pound the ball in the floor when he could have made a move on his man. He was willing to always give space in order to give his teammates a chance to move through. And in some cases, his teammates set poor screens for him. Again, not their fault. You're getting to learn people. You're getting to learn space. People are not quite sure where to go. And it showed a lot during this run. However, Xavier Pope would do one thing you do. If it's too crowded, what do? You either go through, go deeper into the mess, or you back out of it. And every single time he made that decision, it was the right decision because of his athleticism. There was one play. He flares out to the right rail, comes up, he gets the ball, he moves to the high mid arch area. His teammate, I believe it was Swick, makes an end around and is going to run behind the defense. And Pope makes this pass over the head, however you want to call it. It was so perfect. I think it might have scared his teammate. And Swick, who is not one of the tallest players on the floor, all of a sudden has the ball in his hands, able to make the layup. Very pretty play. I would really like to know, in a moment of honesty, if Swick, I'm sorry I said the name wrong, if Swick knew the ball was coming, or was it like, oh, Merry New Year, when the ball was in his hands, because it was a pass of beauty. And the reason I'm singling out that particular pass was because every other pass, even in traffic, was equally as clear. When you have a mid-big who has a shot, can make their own shot, who can then be effective in the low post in traffic, which he did all day, and then still can pass the ball with a semblance of a handle, you got a dangerous player on your team. Athleticism will only get you so far. Without the IQ, the athleticism means nothing. Xavier Pope definitely showed the IQ along with athleticism and a decision-making ability that was el supri. If there was one thing that I would suggest, I would like to see him work on his handle in space because he is so athletic, because he is so good, because he has such a clear vision of the court that if he works on his handle in space or even when he's extended, wing exit right, wing exit left, if he's extended and he can make a move there on his man, which he is fast enough to do and good enough to do, man, oh man, there will not be enough highlight reels in all of SimWorld Hoops to check out what this cat's going to be doing because y'all ain't ready for that smoke. I'm telling you, it was really good to see. That was one. I can see where the ranking comes from. I can see how Xavier Pope can help every team that he'll end up on. That is going to be fun. Get out my popcorn. Let's do what we do, baby. Sorry, that was a little blazer there. Y'all know how I like my Rick Blazer. So that is going to be something fun to see as the season comes on, the next SimWorld Hoop season. Thank you for listening to this half. Check you out after the flip.
Thank you for listening to Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
Drop in discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
be the game.
Now, back to Maestro.
Sorry. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome back to this half of Talking Dirty with Maestro. It's something I've mentioned a few times. Let's talk about it now. Spacing. I thought I was a little clear when I kind of talked about it in the context of leverage and court leverage. And from some of the questions and some of the statements, maybe I was not. So let's give it a go. If we come up the floor, my five, we're coming up, we have the ball. And I move to a position. Now, this is, of course, within a scheme, right? If I move to a crowded position, strong side crowded position, what does that normally mean? 3 or more people on one side of the floor, which you might want to call that a clear out as well, that's not really what a clear out is, but let's just call it that for the sake of me not being able to give you that visual. But I run to a strong side flare out, 3 or more players on one side of the floor. The last thing I want to do is stand hip to hip with one of my teammates. I want us to be in some form of triangle, not that kind of triangle. I want us to be in a position where there's one of us that is point, the other 2 that are flared off, rear left, rear right. Why? Either one of us 3 can use the other 2 as a double screen to get into open air, even if it means screening. For instance, if we're on the right side of the floor and we have a triangle that's facing the guard, which means we have one player low, another player right above them, and another player off to the side closer to the three-point line. The player closer to the three-point line or the more on the outside can now flash step front, turn, go back around the lowest player, double screen effective, maybe a front side alley-oop, but the rim will be open and available. Same position, the point player can step back. I can reverse that V. Then I can flash cut up. Then what I got off the wing extended 3 or flash down, extended 3 from the post. Read it how you want to read it. And then back to the player who's on the very back spot. I can flash forward. In other words, run up towards center court around my 2 guys, double screen in effect. And then I can run and we can do a on the move pick and roll with the guard who has the ball. And then we can move into the paint and then effect violence if the help side comes in, we can kick out. Guess what? Our two guys are now open. Who wants to make the shot? No, why don't you do it, sir? No, why don't you? I did it last time. You do it this time. We can have that kind of moment. Again, movement is about creating leverage, creating spots for you to be able to do what you need to do in order to get the ball into the rim, and that's how you make it happen. But spacing is key, and so many times and so many runs, and I always give that caveat. I know I do, and I know some of you have gotten tired of me saying it, but I'm trying to be respectful here. When you're playing with cats you don't know, a lot of people are unsure where to be. There's no organized scheme. There's no organized product. So we're just trying to be where we think we need to be in order to affect the flow of the game. That's fine. However, throw in some IQ action here. If I see myself coming to a point where I'm standing around three of my teammates and we're standing around, I need to move. I'm not going to tell someone else to go. They might be just as confused as I am. At least I can now make a conscious decision to move and affect the play or give room to those other guys and find myself open for an extended jumper, mid-range jumper, or even a flash back in through the paint off a screen to the rim, choosing violence. Spacing is key. If you find yourself standing around your teammates, move. And if you need to develop some sort of code to let them know, I'm out, then they know, okay, I'll stay. He or she, they're going out, and I'll just remain home. Something. But space is key. Without space, one guy can defend three. Nobody wins, or at least nobody on our team will win. That's why you want to move, and that's how you create leverage to make it effective so you can do what you need to do. Hopefully that was one particular case of helping you understand what I mean by leverage in terms of space. And again, any questions, drop it down below. Let your boy know what's up. Let me know what else you want to hear about. We'll definitely talk about it. And I don't know how to keep telling people this. The idea of the next new technology doesn't mean anything. Why? You know what I'm going to say. The T100 beats everybody. And everybody else is liquid metal, new, and this. And guess what? The T100 gets it done.
Like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.